here at Palmyra, test night, Friday 2nd of June, testing for the winters. So we're just in the lanes now, just after 5 o'clock on a Friday arb. So got the exact same tune up as last time out, same delay, new carby, or the old carby off the old engine, the body of it with the bigger air bleeds in the idle, same bowls off the other carby with the bigger needles and seats. So we're doing a bit of experiment and trying to get rid of the little stumble that we've come across on the start line. So yeah, hopefully we can get rid of this stumble, because we were doing pretty well with consistency up until that last run last week and a few ones in between. But either way, looking forward to it. It's always a good time out at the drag, so just wouldn't mind a car I can trust and, you know, focus on racing a little bit more, not having to dial back and look around so much. Just focus on get down, run me number, and, you know, squeeze the brakes down there if I have to wipe some off, not having to try and kill a 10th or maybe kill a 10th or be under or over. Or yeah, it's not fun when you're trying to learn and have a car that's not quite up to the standard that I want it to be. So anyway, let's roll up and let's get it. Nah, I'm good. Not a bad little hit, first one out with that new carby body on it. I got shut down after the burnout, and then by the time I started it up and then launched, the O2s hadn't warmed up, so I got no data for the O2s. But a little bit of wheel slip, so not a lot of load on the engine, I guess. So it's hard to say whether our little stumbling issue off the line is sorted, but it's definitely running leaner at idle. I pulled the plug just from driving it back, and they're looking a little bit leaner and cleaner and not wet. They were actually wet, they were that sort of sooty before. So yeah, so 1026, 135 mile an hour. We're back into our logbook this event, filling this out. So just a good way to jot everything down, put the split times in, write the weather. So I just feel like if this car starts, you know, being repeatable, I'm gonna be able to refer to that book and help pick dial-ins and, you know, see weather changes and whatnot, and hopefully overall be a better driver, a better racer, and go some rounds. So yeah, but we're in the lanes again for another one. The track's slippery-ish, but we got big tyres, big heavy car, so we'll see if we can get it to stick a bit better and get that 60 foot back to where it is, and see if we can't run about a 10.16, 10.17 is my prediction. So watch this space. Righto, test hit 2, ended up with a 10.181 at 135.6, so picked up 4 numbers to the 60 and picked up 8 numbers over the quarter. Simple maths to me, you know, I work off a rule of thumb, whatever you gain at the 60, you double it at the quarter. That works out pretty well perfect for that run. All the splits in the logbook are all within 5 thou, 9 thou, 12 thou, then closes back up to 6 thou at the 1,000 a quarter split. So showing me that through the rev range and down track we're making similar power. We're getting to each timing marker at, you know, similar times, splits between each of them. It was just the 60 foot variance from one run to the next. The first run was 039 green. I felt a little bit of rushed or something. I bumped in and I sort of wasn't quite ready, and I hit a 39, so I'll take that. That last one I crunched it and that turned red, so it was 005 red on the red side. So I'll leave the delay for this run. You know, we're testing, it's just easy to reference the lights from tonight. If I just leave the delay in, no recalculating, but obviously tomorrow I'm going to have to rethink those figures when I go into racing against people, because you don't want to be turning it red and, you know, it's all over on the start line. So but yeah, data looks good. We got air fuel readings that time because I got shut down the last one. The air fuel, they didn't heat up in time, so I got nothing, but We're running high 0.8s lambda, which is like 13 O's. I could probably jet it up a bit, but I'm looking for some repeatability. The plugs are looking good. I've pulled 2 for a look, so yeah. Here's hoping this stumble doesn't come back, but I'll be putting it through its paces this weekend, and trying in my hardest to make it inconsistent. Just giving it grief, temp, back to back it, doing everything I can, trying to simulate what may happen at the Winter Nats. And if it doesn't stumble and run off, well, we're on to a winner. If it does, well, then I've got more work to do. So that's this weekend's plan. So let's have another hit and see how we go. Not a bad run there, 10.15 with an 8, 136.23, so back in that left lane, 021 light, felt like I got a hold of that. 60 was down a touch, I think the data's still showing the drive shaft sort of up and down, so she's a little bit slippery. Doesn't look like it's been sprayed much tonight, if any, but that's alright, they're just getting back into it. Tomorrow should be good. But yeah, I haven't done the splits or anything. We just had a quick turnaround. I just want to get back out and have another hit. Just try and induce some sort of inconsistency. I'm really skeptical. I don't want to say it's fixed. So I'm sitting here saying I'm trying to prove that it's not, and I'm really hoping it proves me wrong. So, but yeah, making all right power, 136 mile an hour. So happy with that. Lights have been decent spread, considering the first one was I didn't feel like I got a hold of it, but the last 2 in different lanes, 21 green to 5 red. Yeah, I'll live with that. I can change the lay tomorrow as needed, so we'll go out now and see if we can't lay down a 10.1, 10.14, and we'll see what light we can package it up with. Oh, yeah. All right, false alarm, guys. Didn't get another run in. They were closing at 9. But yeah, they actually just stopped at 9. They didn't close the lanes earlier or anything, but I think they got a bit of oil in the right lane on the start line. Apparently they don't want to be up all night cleaning it, so you get that. Yeah, all good. No skin off my nose. Would have just been good to have another lap, but anyway, no, good facility up here, loving it. We'll try again tomorrow. Saturday morning here at Palmyra. Woke to a nice little surprise this morning about 5:30. Raindrops on the trailer roof. About 2 hours worth of rain, or just drizzle, but enough to really ruin your day. You can see in the background we're still wet, but we've got the guys, the Palmyra team out here having a crack. You can see them, tractors, buggies, brooms, sweeps, blowers, everything in between. So yeah, they're going to have a red hot crack. I think it's scheduled to start at 12 before this happened, but even if they kick off a bit later, drop the qualifiers back to 2 or something like that, I'd be content with that. But yeah, it's all happening around here. Still waiting on the sun to poke its head through there. As you can see, still a bit of cloud, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of rain in it. But yeah, wouldn't mind some more laps, that's for sure, leading into the winners next week. So anyway, but yeah, what a place this is, Palmyra. Alright guys, Q1 on Saturday. The sun is shining and it's stinking hot. Good change from this morning, the conditions we had, so left the car alone. Yeah, just going to try and hit that tree, try and run I didn't check the weather station. They sort of going to start at 1 and then they called it early, so I'm a bit rushed. So we'll go at 10.16. I'll be pretty happy with that if we can repeat. So yeah, sit tight, we'll see what we can do. for the day, 6 red, 006 red. So I didn't even see it turn red, so I don't know if they turn green in qualifying, but yeah, bumped in nicely, felt alright, let go. So yeah, we've been 005 red and 006 red, same delay. So yeah, I think that might be our spot. So anyway, 10:22, slightly down at the 60. Didn't really feel it spinning, but just have to check to see why we're down a number there, which is, yeah. And I'll get on the app now and have a look at the drag race and weather app just to see what it is compared to last night. But it's hot, I'm sweating. So yeah, all right, we'll have a suss and we'll get out for another one. I think it's only 2 qualifiers today and then into racing. So yeah, another backup to that will be good, and put some numbers in that delay box for racing. All right, guys, yeah, 10:22, 134.4. So we're down a little, lost a little to the 60. Going by the data, the track is there today. It's got some tack, it's got some bite, so we're back to a dead hook situation. The drive shaft is very still. So yeah, we're just going to try and repeat that. We went 006 red on the tree, and the altitude's about 1,000 feet higher than last night. So yeah, that explains our split times. They sort of progressively get a little bit slower, so we're just making that little bit less power in this hotter air and less density, or more density altitude. So this run, yeah, going off the app that I just checked, it's coming down slightly, you know, with like 50, 100 feet sort of thing. So we've got a little bit of a crosswind. I don't think it's really affecting ET much. It's very, very cross the track. So yeah, if we can go 10:21 to 10:22 again, I'll be pretty stoked with that. I'll leave the delay that we just went red with. It's only qualifying. See if we can't turn it, you know, 00 red again or 00 green, and just know that we're in that ballpark. Let's go. Righto, just a little look at the drag race and weather app. The temp's going up about 2 degrees. Humidity's about the same as the last run. Altitude's actually gone up about 60 feet. Yeah, same barrow, but yeah, with this extra heat and, you know, 50, 60 more feet altitude, you know, let's readjust that. I think we might go, you know, the best we'll go is a 22, maybe a high 22, low 23. So let's go out, see what happens.
Digger roll the beam.
Guys, 10.176, so we picked up 5 numbers over the quarter, picked same lane, picked up 11 thousandths at the 60, so that's probably a little bit of the factor. The split time show we were 100th quicker, 60 to 330, 7th hour quicker, 330 to the 8, yeah, and then about 9 numbers, 9 thousandths and 11 thousandths quicker for the last 2 splits. So yeah, just picking up pretty well across the board. After our negative 006 light, which was red in the first one, we just went negative 004, so another red light. Same delay, so I'll take that. Theory on that now is whether we get another qualifier or not. They said we might have a 3rd one if we don't muck around, and it's only 10 to 2, so we'll wait and see. But obviously if I'm going into round 1 here, I'm just gonna add numbers to the delay box. Simple as that, and just try and crush it, you know. If I just try and crush it every time and put enough numbers in to not turn it red but have a good green, well, you're cheering. So see what the weather's doing, see what we're doing. I'll update you when I'm back in the lanes as to whether we're going for another practice or we're into racing. Watch out. Righto, in the lanes for a 3rd qualifier, so we're going to try and swap lanes this time, go into the right, see how it reacts, see how the tree goes, see if we can't turn it 00 red. That'd be ideal, I think. Then we can just add delay for the 1st round. But this is the type of run now, if I go out and go 30 green, you go, wow, you know, and not know that I've missed it. If I go, oh, I crunched that and it's 30, that's when the mind games start to come in and you have a bit of doubt and whatnot. So yeah, if we just go out, smack it as hard as we can, see what it comes on, and as long as I know I've hit it, then I can have the trust in the car, in the delay, when it comes around the first round a bit later on. So check this weather app and make a bit of a prediction, and we'll go from there. Yep, we're going to have a crack in this right lane this time, just for something different. The seating is by first qualifier reaction time, where I went red, so I'll be placed at the back of the field, which I don't know how lane choice is up here, whether it's your seating position or your dial in, but just thought it would be good to get some data today from both lanes, reaction time wise and run wise, just to see if we have any variations there. So yeah, suiting up. I just had a look at the app. We'll see. Where are we? Let's refresh it, see what we're doing. We're at 1810 feet before and 79 degrees, 78 degrees and 1700 feet. Very similar conditions, 100 feet lower in altitude. So yeah, let's go. Let's go 10.16 on the board, just out of a bit of fun, just to see how we go. So let's see if we can't put together a bit of a 00 light and a 10.16 on a 10.16. Give us some confidence for race day. Now this big girl's throwing me curveballs in the opposite direction. Just did our best ever 60 foot, every increment basically, and went 10.11. I'll take it. I'll just have to have a look at the data and see. Maybe it just likes being, you know, hot as in heat soak. The actual temperature itself of the engine, where the sensor is, you know, that gives an accurate reading of that position, but I guess, you know, the heat soak from the outside in, you know. So transmission, converter, engine, all of those factors play a part. So but I did go negative 004 red, so the exact same red light as the run before with the exact same delay. So in 3 runs I've got 2 thou spread on the tree in 2 different lanes. So take from that as you will. That's a good little window to have. I feel like I'm absolutely annihilating that top bulb, so if I can continue to do that, probably put 20 in the box or so. 20, I'll put 20 there, that's an 016. I'll live with that every day. So yeah, we'll get this turned around for racing in probably an hour's time. Righto guys, round 1 here, just in the lanes. I'm running an XY Falcon, I believe, just from the seating sheet. Haven't seen the vehicle yet, not sure what he runs, but this is my game plan. We run 10.11 best. Car seems to be going well, track's coming around, weather's getting slightly better. Not going to play no games. I'm going to dial 10.10, drive it hard. I'm going to have a look around. I'm not going to do anything silly like I have done in the past, womping early, doing anything like that. So let's just try and, you know, put the package together. We've been 6 red, 4 red and 4 red, so they're 00, 6, 004, 004. So I've added 20 to the box, so that basically turns them into 14, is that right? 16 or something like that. Yeah, 16 best. So yeah, that's a teen light. So 16 to 18 or 14 to 16, I don't know. Either way, add 20. If it turns it red somehow, well, it's got me absolutely stumped, but we've got to live or die by the sword, and if we can get as much advantage on the start line, that's going to make my job a whole lot easier down the bottom end. So just waiting for the competitor to roll up now, and we'll get into it. Alright, so we're running a car that's dialed 1180. As you can see the XY Falcon next to us, so it's a bit of a funny class, this one. I'm in tough street, just the way the dial-ins work, so the cut-off, sorry, for the classes. So it's a 999 and quicker for their comp up here. Obviously I'm running 10.1, so yeah, I'd like to speed the car up a bit, but then, you know, then I've got to buy dash 5 or, you know, a decent race suit. You know, just another expense. If I push it into the 9s, a mile an hour, I might start dipping 140s, and I need a parachute. So I'm trying to do easy racing for a little while. So, you know, running an 1180 car, the race is going to unfold in front of me. So that's going to be better than the way I've been getting chased, but it is what it is. I'll try to drive me best. Yeah, try not to do anything silly like I'm known for. So yeah, we'll just try and let it unfold in front of me. Well, I dialed hard enough that, you know, shit, to run a 10:09 now, like, it could do it, but you know, we've never done it. So we're dialed 10:10. See if we can't run on the money and put together a package. Got the win. Oh, I tell you what, being the faster car, that's something, eh? You can just see it without turning your head. Holy, so I went 019 on the tree, so I just put 20 in the box. So basically, if I didn't put 20 in the box, if I had kept it, I would have been 001 red. So that gives me a 5,000 spread for the day so far. But yeah, 019, 147 to the 60, it is just loving it. And we went a 10.13 on a 10.10 on the brakes, wiped about 10 k's an hour, as you would have seen in the video, and took 0.27 margin, which, yeah, wow. I was like, I'm not going to catch him. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to be on the brakes. So, holy, that's good fun. I think I might have to get some nitrous on this car so I can go to the front of the field in Super Sedan, because getting chased is not fun, and that was awesome. So, just turning the car around now, bonnet off, charger on it, it's running the pumps, trying to get a bit of temp out of it. Yeah, you won't wipe this smile off. I could go out and run like a bag of you know what the next two, and I'd probably still be happy. So anyway guys, let's get this car turned around and let's try and back it up. Alright guys, we're running Dave Rickard's in like an AU Falcon, runs about 1190, so I'll be the faster car again, chasing. As I said, not real good practice for next week where I'm going to be the slow car, but it is practice hitting the tree, it is practice driving. But yeah, so we just left the tune up, left the delay at 720 delay, went 019 in the last one. So yeah, let's just try and crunch another teen light, make my job easy down there. What else? Yeah, might be about it. We'll have a crack. We'll see how we go. Reaction doesn't cut it, but we got the win. Went a 43 on the tree. Just a little bit of a different process, being the faster car, that, you know, second that you sort of sit there. I guess I didn't really have a real good plan figured out as to what I was going to do, mash it or whatnot. But yeah, I think I just sort of dialed in too hard to the beam, and when it come on, I was sort of shocked before I let go. But yeah, it's marching. 146 to the 60. 419, 647. It went a 1015 on the brakes, wiping a fair bit. So we'll do a bit of a run calculation, but I think that's on a breakout. We might be going 10-0s. So yeah, we'll get this turned around. It's quick turnarounds here. It's only, what is it, 5:30. We're going into round 3 shortly. So yeah, might be an early night, but hopefully we get to take home a trophy. Righto, we're going in the left lane this time. We've got a VU Commodore next to us, style 1195. So another race where I'll be chasing. Probably think about it a bit more this time. I need to get into stage. If I'm in second, just maybe take a breath, mash it, you know what I mean, get on the button, then mash it, because yeah, I think maybe then I was just way too intense, and when the light come on, I actually froze to the button slightly. So yeah, we'll try to do our thing again, and we've dialed down, we've left the delay alone with 720 delay, so that puts us at, you know, like that 16 sort of number from the early hits. We've been 19, then 43, so also it's looking like it's going to run like an 1008, something like that. So I've dialed it down to 07. I think that's how they do their count back here, but I don't think I'm going to hold it out the door. I'm going to maybe grab a bit of break at the finish line if that's the way the race unfolds. If I need to go all out, it's that tight, well, so be it. I don't think I can break out, but yeah, we've just got to see how it unfolds and try and execute the plan. Another win, a little bit off at the 60, 1490 versus the 1466 before, and then that never really recovered, so I haven't done a run calculation. There's the big boys going at it. But yeah, I went a 1015 on the brakes, wiping sort of 20k an hour. Was it the right thing to do here, trying to get in with a count back? I don't know. I'm here to sort of just learn to drive, and if it means braking to take a win, getting that habit forming, I'll take it. Yeah, won 3 rounds tonight, so worst case we pack it up with 3 round wins. I called it in the braking area. I said that was a good light. No, it was a 39, so I felt like I got a hold of that. I was in the other lane. Is there any variance lane to lane? Hard to say, but if we do go to a final, we've been 43.39. Yeah, probably got to set up a bit tighter than that, depending what lane we're in. So yeah, we'll get the car turned around and ready in case we get called. Otherwise, that'll end our night. All right, we got the call. We're into the final. Tough street, Redneck into the final. The big fella. Yeah, so all right, we've taken 5 out of the box. We're at 715. I've had a 43 and a 39, just not good enough. So we'll pull 5. That puts us back near a low teen if I absolutely crunch it. So if we have lane choice, we'll get back in the right. If we get the left, so be it. So just check these tyres now. Dialed it up to an 08. It's looking like it's going to go a low 09, but the 60 still vary in them 2 sort of numbers. So if I get the real good 60 with the same down track increments, I'm going quicker than that. So let's just drive it. Yeah, let's see who we're up against. Nathan Gardner, I believe the name was. Have no idea what the car is, what it runs. So yeah, let's get it buttoned up and get in the lanes, and let's try and take home this trophy. All right, we're in the lanes here, just waiting for my opponent. He's in a HG Holden from the seating sheet, so I'll keep an eye out. As I said, yeah, pulled 5 out of the delay box. Just try and make our job easier down the bottom end. Yeah, it looks like we're going about 10.09 with a 2, just from a quick run completion. I'm not quite up with the mass on run completions. I haven't done it for a couple of years, but we've dialed an 08 just because the 60 is varying a bit. That was a slower 60, but it was still on an 09 with a 2. If I get my 60 back from the quicker run, same down track splits, we're going to be going, yeah, 08. or more. So yeah, let's just cut a light, make it easy, get on them brakes. That's the plan. But let's see how it unfolds. We're gonna have another competitor in the other lane that he's gonna be doing everything he can to stop me. So let's do it. Damn, 017 stripe, he got me. I went 14 on the tree to his 29, went 10.158 all out. Well, my mile an hour was down a little by the looks, but I'm sure I went through the traps under full power then, but the 60's up, then I go 10.15 on a 10.08, it's just not good enough, but learnt a lot today, got a hold of that tree, car, borderline. Yeah, I guess you call that an acceptable loss. Not like last week. Oops, did I say last week? I did go racing last week, guys, and I do have GoPro footage, but I don't think it'll ever see the, you know, streams of YouTube, that's for sure. It was absolutely atrocious, so I'll just sort of let that cut out of the bag, but it's good that I've redeemed myself somewhat. Yeah, it is what it is, so oh, let's get this car packed up, get it home. Would have loved to have taken the win, guys, but I'll take that. That's a good hit out leading into the winters. Yeah, so good stuff. I'll have a bit of a wrap up maybe in the car tonight or when I unload tomorrow, but lots to think about, but holy, it'll be a whole lot better car trip. So here's hoping, guys. Righto, guys, we're home, we're unpacked a couple days later. Had a bit of time to reflect on the weekend and the results. Been adding a fair few notes to the logbook just from the data in the fuel tech, trans temp, coolant temp, things like that, trying to find some patterns as to why we may have slowed down in that final and why we're a bit all over the place in most of the runs. But overall, we got a bit of a breakdown on my reaction times. So we did 10 passes over the weekend. Negative 006 being, I guess, the quickest hit, which was obviously red. We did 4 red lights, 006 red, 005 red, and 2 004 reds, and they were all with the same delay in the delay box, which was 0.700. Our worst reaction was an 043, but that was with 0.720 delay. So obviously adding that 20 thou, that makes that like a 23 hit off the same delay as those red lights. So it was a little bit of a mess. But yeah, basically in the 10 passes, you had the 043 to the negative 006 overall, take out all delay, whatever you want to do. With the same delay, we had 039 to negative 006. So basically, if you were to just zero out all the delay and made them all the same, that was our spread. So in 10 hits, we had 0.045 of a spread between our worst to our best. I think that's a pass mark. For me anyway. I'm not sure what a lot of the other guys, the tough competitors out there, sort of shoot for, but that was probably my first shot at actually having an event where I didn't have to work on the car a whole lot, etc. I could focus a little bit on, you know, racing, cutting lights and whatnot. Across race day, we had obviously 043 to negative 006 as well. Same sort of thing. So. But if we take out that delay differences, because I did go to 720 for the 3 rounds of racing and then 0.715 delay in the final, if you zeroed them out, we'd be 023 to negative 006, which is a 29 thou spread across our 7 passes on race day. And then in the rounds of racing, so E1, 2, 3 and 4, we were 0.019 was our best hit to 0.043, and that was with the same delay. So obviously we went 014 in the final, but I'd pulled 5 thousandths out of the box. So we got 24 thou spread if the same delay was used across them 4 runs, but ultimately it was an 014 to an 043 with the delay settings that I had. So, you know, 014 to an 043 in 4 rounds of racing. The 43 I knew was a miss, so that's always a good call. But then you did hear me say in the 039 lap, I was saying in the car, that was a good light, that was a good light. 039 is probably just gets you a pass mark in Super Sedan, but you're probably going to lose more than you win with that. So I think being able to recognise what reaction time, you know, when you're launching, when you let go of the button, being able to call it and go, yep, that's killer, or you've missed it, then you can make different decisions down track at the finish line, depending whether you want to take the stripe, get behind, or whatever it may be. So yeah, overall average, if you just added all of the runs, take out all the delay settings for what they are, so what the actual result was on the track, we had a 0.016 average with the red lights. So obviously we had 4 red lights. If you were to add 10 thou to the box across the board for them results, I guess you'd end up with a 0.026 average. So I feel like we're pretty close to where we want to be, but obviously it's not something that you just learn and then you've got it forever. I think it's something that takes focus every time out. You know, literally you blink and you miss it, and then boom, you're done. There's your day over. So just looking to maintain that same routine, process, intensity. You probably noticed in the car, I probably was a little bit more controlled, a bit focused. My staging procedure, I wasn't being as aggressive on that brake. I was still trying to bump it in, because I feel good bumping it in, but not as big a bumps. So felt like my staging was consistent. But yeah, that's a bit of a breakdown on that side of things. We won't go too much into the car. It did float around a little bit. You know, we were on about a 10.10, 10.09 in the first round, and then we're on like 10.09s, 10.08s in the second and third round, and then the final it goes 10.15 all out, and it's just slow across the board in the data. It just sort of, the split times are slower. Yeah, and I can't really recognise where it's coming from. So yeah, plenty to work on there, but we'll get down to the winters this weekend. We're just here now, giving the car a bit of a clean, getting it prepped, packing the tow car and whatnot. So yeah, that's about all I've got, guys. I'll check back in with you real soon. I'll have a bit of a preview for the winters, whether it all comes out in the one video or not, but yeah, we're really excited to get down there. I will be tuning for my dad in Extreme Bike, which is a turbo Hayabusa. I've been overlaying a few graphs the last couple of nights, just trying to, you know, come up with a bit of a baseline, because it will be a tough class. I think you got one of the guys have been down there at the warm-ups running, you know, 7.2s and getting quicker to the 8th mile, and, you know, showing pretty good power. So we really want to take that out for him as well. So yeah, we'll chip away at it, try and get some good footage, some good content. Hopefully we can go some rounds at the Winters. I love me lucky charm back in Mark, my father-in-law. I think he's been to the Winters twice, and I've won it twice on bikes in different classes. But yeah, 3 times lucky in another different class would be all right. So anyway, I feel like we can be competitive. The driver's finally letting go on time, but it's just that top end, I think, where, you know, I have struggled in the past being the slower car. So if I can just have a car I can trust, I can tighten that dial up and trust it a bit more, I think we might, you know, have half a chance of putting up a fight anyway. So anyway, guys, hope you're enjoying this content. Like, subscribe, share, tell your mates, whatever. Yeah, I love doing it. I love watching this back. You know, if any other guys out there are keen, get your GoPros in your cars. I love watching it. I'm always on YouTube, you know, looking at those Yanks who do similar stuff like this, Gulstar, things like that. So yeah, they put up some good footage. So life gets pretty busy. I'd love to be putting up more content, but yeah, I was flat out even getting this review done from the weekend. It's now, what, Tuesday morning. So yeah, just been flat Vicky between life, work, everything in between. So all good, guys. We'll leave you to it. We'll see you next one.